Hey guys, I'm trying a new screencast. I already did this a couple times. This is about take 5, but I did learn one additional step when creating new items in the Unify platform. So I wanted to go through these steps for you. You log into the school website and go to For Staff, and Unify will be the last link on the right. Most of you should have seen that at training. From there, once you get in and logged in, you're going to go to Items and New Item, and you're going to give the item a title that indicates something about which the item is going to test. I'm going to do quadratic equation. And from there, you're going to pick, hey guys, I'm going to try about take 25 of doing a screencast for using the Unify platform to make new questions, new items, and new tests. The first thing you'll do is go to the school website. Then you'll click for staff. Once you click for staff, the very last link on the bottom right is Unify. Once you've logged in once, it'll probably take you straight in. If not, you will use your Google login credentials. Once there, I'm going to click Items, which is in the far left corner, and then New Item. I'm going to name the item. For right now, I'm just going to call it Die Sample. You would name it something that would indicate the content that was being tested. Immediately try to train yourself to click Save Item. Once you click Save Item, you'll have some choices. I have a few more choices right here than you have, but click the Georgia Elbert County School folder. From there, if you see a folder to which your question would apply, click that. If not, just click the default source. For right now, I'm going to click ECCHS Science, and then I'm going to click Biology, and OK. Once I do that and an item number popped up, what I'm encouraging everyone to do is keep a notebook or a spreadsheet that contains your item numbers and maybe a brief description of what your item is. It's the quickest way to recall an item. From there, we're going to start putting the attributes in. So this little key right here allows you to put in standards. For right now, I just copied a science standard from georgiastandards.org, and for the purposes of this, I'm just going to pick one. So say this was the standard I was testing. I click Add and then Done, and then the standard appears right here. For attributes, I'm going to pick grade level. That's telling me what grade levels will test this. If it's all 4, 9 through 12, then you hold the Shift key down as you click them, or click 1 or 2 or whatever, and then click off, and your grade level should be there. Click the gear again, and depth of knowledge. This is going to allow us to pick a level 1, 2, 3, or 4 question. Anything that has an application is probably a level 2. If it's just recall of information, it's level 1. And then there are level 3s that can be multiple choice as well. Right now I'm just going to pick level 2 and click off. And then I'm going to click the gear and I'm going to pick the subject, which this time I was doing science. So you can pick science or life science here. If you don't see an option, just pick the closest that relates to your subject. And finally, I'm going to pick the answer key type. I'm doing a multiple choice question, so I'm going to pick key choice. So those are my attributes to the question. Now I'm going to click this choice multi-response to do a multiple choice question, and I have a place to do the prompt or the question and a place to do my choices. For right now, I'm just going to type what color is the sky. I know that's not a DOK level 2 and it doesn't really pertain to science, but for right now, I'm just showing you how to type questions. So I'm going to type blue and red and black and white. And to tell the computer which answer is the correct answer, you just click wrong and it changes it to correct. If you want your answer choices to shuffle when the kids take the test, then you click that box right there. When you get it done, you can preview, which is up top, and that lets you see what it looks like. If you roll over the correct answer, it also tells you down at the bottom that you got a max score of 1 if you click it. If you click the wrong answer, it'll show you that you got a score of 0. So that's a good way to test your question. Close it. If you like it, then you will at that time click Save Item, and then you will click Submit. Submit is the step that was not in the originals, but that is how you will recall the question. If you do not click the Submit button, you will not be able to find that question when you go to make a test. If you were ready at that point to make more questions, you would go to Items and start the process over. So for right now, I'm going to delete the question since that was not a real question. And then now I'm going to show you how to create a test. So I'm going to go into Test and New Test, and it's going to ask me if I want to leave, and that's fine. And this is where your methodology is going to be important. There is a naming convention that was decided on by the system level, and that is grade. So let's just say I wanted to do a question that was 9 through 10, and then dot subject, I picked science, dot school, ECCHS, dot, I'm doing semester 1, maybe unit 2, dot 2017. Put a dot between those. And so your naming convention is grade, subject, school, quarter or semester, the sequential place that it'll fall, and the year. You can put an assessment description, but you don't have to. And for right now, I'm going to go on to how to add items. So I'm going to click Add Items. And if I had submitted that last question, it was a fake question, then I would be able to go to Authored by Me, and I would be able to pick those questions. But since I didn't submit it, they're not there. So you would click Authored by Me rather than Authored within Organization, and you would be able to find your questions you've created. This is one that was done within the organization, which means it could have been done at the elementary school or the primary school or wherever. So if you wanted to add it, you click that box. You can preview it right here, and you click Add to Assessment. If you don't like it and you decide to change your mind, you can click Remove. If you wanted to add other items, then you click Add Items once again. And again, it might be something that you've authored, so you would go to Authored by Me. Or it might be something that you find in an open source. You could go to Science and you could thumb through, maybe do grades 9 and 10 and look at the questions until you find one you like. Let's just say I just think this is a great question, so I'm going to put a box, click that check box, and I'm going to click Add to Assessment. So now my assessment has 2 questions created. At that point, if you like it, you would click Save, and this is where you would do the answer key. If you were wanting them to do just an answer key, and going to do it on paper with a bubble sheet. But to create the test, you would click Save at that point. So I have created items, and now I have created a test. This particular test has 2 questions on it. You can preview it. You can also go to the administration. When you were ready to give this test, you would go to the administration tab, which is right here by properties, and you can click this window to be whenever you decide and whatever time you decide that you want to give the test. I'm going to leave it as the default right now. And when you're ready to assign it to kids, you would go to proctoring, and all of your kids would come up right here. I don't have children showing because I don't have classes assigned to me. You can go to right here and do filters and pick by class if you wanted to do that. So you would click class, and instead of all, you can go through and pick certain classes that you wanted to give this test to. So I might pick, since I did science, I just went to some science classes. And you pick those classes and you click OK and you release it. At that point, when you release it, it will be assigned to the student so that when they go to Unify, this test will show up as an option for them to take. So that's all I have for right now. I hope this helps and I appreciate your time. Thanks, guys.